and welcome back to the channel of nonsense. Now I'm going to start today with a quick history lesson. 20 years ago today, and it's April 2021, the very first BMW Mini rolled off the production line right here at the Cowley factory in Oxford. 20 years ago. I feel really old now. Destiny's Child was at #1 with Survivor. I was not even doing my GCSEs. But yeah, the new Mini came to life. Now 20 years later, I'm here to drive the facelifted 3rd gen version of the Mini. So it's grown up, it's hit 20, it's doing that thing where it's fake mature, it's signing online petitions, it's still getting drunk but on wine instead of Alka-Pops and lager. So I'm going to take you on a little journey and see if the new updated facelifted Mini is too grown up or if it's actually still quite fun. And yeah, it's grey and miserable. Sorry, Britain. Okay, we've just had the press presentation. Here's a lineup of new Minis. Look, there's convertibles. This blue one, that's my one for the morning. There's this zesty yellow, which is a new colour you can only get on the convertible. 3 doors, 5 doors. I'll give you a proper walk around of it when I get to Caffeine and Machine in about an hour. But look, all the lovely colours. Do I put the roof down? I probably don't, do I? Because I'm a bald man in a convertible and it's going to rain. Right, I'm starting off in a Cooper-esque convertible. The interior changes, he says, moving his coat, are actually reasonably extensive, I guess, for a facelift. You get digital dashboard as standard. I'll show you that in a cutaway. I've had that on my Clubman for a year and it's been on the Mini Electric for a year. So it's not new, but you get it on all levels of the new Mini. And on the higher trim levels, you get a new Napa leather steering wheel, which is, it's a fat boy. It's come from the BMW School of Steering Wheels and it's got some new bits and bobs on it. And you've got new infotainment OS with some new graphics and everything. Ooh, that's quite fancy. I think it's really the same system as before, but with a new skin on it. But we'll show you that later. Let's just go and drive the thing and I'll show this man my lanyard. You always got to have a lanyard on a press launch. It's not a press launch without a strap around your neck with your name on it. All right. There we go. Thank you very much. Cool, cheers. Right, let's go. Vamos. Right, I'm going to spend the next half hour getting out of Oxford, so I'll see you on some country roads in a bit. Goodbye. Now, most of the facelifted Minis, well, facelifty bits, are on the front, which is why I've grabbed this electric Mini to show you them. Let's do some more 90s pop references. It's got a Craig David goatee, or a Ming the Merciless moustache with this new black framed grille, which is bigger, and let me fill you in, it's got this body coloured panel filling in the middle of it. It's lost the fog lights, and it's a bit more grown-up looking, I think. Now, Mini says on the previous car, most people chose the black packs, which delete all the chrome, so they've just done it for us. So this black stuff is standard, the black badge, standard. The inside the headlights, now black as well. I quite like it, but I think this grille is going to take quite a bit of getting used to for most people, and it now goes down lower towards the floor as well. This particular car has something very cool, which I'm going to move the camera and show you now. Now, Mini are obviously known for offering loads of customization options, and new now for this car is the multi-tone roof. It took 4 years to develop and basically involves 3 robots painting 3 different colors of paint, wet paint on top of wet paint. So each one is slightly different, so you can have a unique roof. I quite like it. At first glance in the photos, I thought it looks like word art, you know, when you're at school trying to make your essays look funny with that rainbow text at the top. Well, looks a lot better in person. I quite like it. The changes at the back of the facelifted Mini are really quite minimal, to be honest. John Cooper's got a slightly different diffuser. The big news is it's got the smallest fog light on any modern production car or something. There's a tiny little LED unit there, which really just tidies up the back end, but that's about it. There have been quite a few changes inside, so I'm going to jump in and give you a shaky cam tour of the facelift Mini's cabin. First thing you notice is the new steering wheel is chunkier, is Napa leather. I don't actually like it as much as the old one, simply because these buttons here for the volume and cruise control They're okay in this one, but in the one I was just driving, that's a bit rattly and a bit loose, and I don't really like that. Digital dashboard is now standard across the range. It wasn't before, it was only in the electric and the club and things like that. And the screen has been given a fresh lick of paint. So basically, they've changed the design, although it's still the same underlying system, really. So yeah, if you've used one of these before, it looks and feels much the same, just a bit more up to date in terms of the graphical design. You can get heated steering wheel on some of the models. It's not on this one, I don't think. But yeah, that's really about it. And they've changed this light around there, so it looks like, you know, a graphic EQ or a city skyline maybe. But otherwise, it's fairly minimal, really. It's still a nice place to be. Cliche clang. It's just a bit more up to date than it was. There we go. Okay, we're about to go for a drive in the 3-door Mini JCW, which I have not put in gear. So the engine lineup hasn't actually changed for this facelift. All the engines are petrol, there's no diesel option, and power outputs are the same across the board, this JCW being the most powerful at this much horsepower. I think it's 200 something. The only real thing that's changed other than that, which I'm actually not going to be able to tell you about, great video this, is the new adaptive dampers in, well, they're optional, and this car does not have them. However, they're meant to make it more comfortable as well as still being sporty. The Mini has got a reputation for being a firm car, and supposedly these new adaptive dampers can take out the high frequency sharpness of big bumps. As I said, I can't really report on that because I've not driven them. But yeah, all the new Minis feel like the old Minis to drive. That is to say, they feel direct and nimble and really quite fun to drive. You see why people turn certainly older Minis into track cars and things like that. It's got a charm about it, the way it turns into corners immediately, and how you can carry quite decent speed through corners. It's a grippy thing. It's not the most entertaining. If you want skiddy sideways hot hatch action, get a Fiesta ST, because even with the
roundabout, the third exit onto road A429 towards Halford.
Shut up. Yeah, a Mini is still a fun thing to throw about. It doesn't move around as much as something like a Fiesta ST. It's grippier than that, but it's still got a brilliant combination of poise and steering directness that makes it fun to drive. It's quite a cool thing, actually. This one's got manual handbrake. I thought Mini had moved to purely electric handbrakes. The Convertible had an electric handbrake. My Clubman has an electric handbrake, but this one has a manual handbrake, even with the automatic gearbox. Anyway, I'm waffling. They all drive like they used to drive, as far as I'm concerned, and that's a good thing. It's worth talking about the automatic gearbox. In sport mode in the JCW, you do get a snappy little thump in the back on upshifts, which is quite entertaining, and the brakes are really quite sharp and nice. I would actually quite like to take one of these on track to see, well, how sideways you can get it, frankly, because I think it'd be a playful little thing. But on the road, it is great fun. Right, enough waffling about driving. Back to you, Tim, for an outro. Maybe you can find, I don't know, a gravel car park or somewhere imaginative to do it. Don't stretch yourself. So that is the end of my day driving the new facelifted Mini range, the Convertible, the 3-door, and they're not massive changes, to be honest, but I think Mini has just about done enough to update things and to make it feel fresh again. Now, this car has really been around in this form for 10 years now, but that's the thing about the Mini. It's got such an enduring appeal, and if you want a Mini, nothing else will do. You're going to buy a Mini, aren't you? So there's no point me saying, oh, well, certain cars do certain things better than the Mini, because you want a Mini. But anyway, it's still a brilliant car. It's great fun to drive still, can still put a smile on your face, and there's really not a huge amount wrong with it if you can stomach the price. The cheapest one is 17 grand, but realistically, most sportier Minis are going to be about 23, 24 grand, or 27 if you want the electric one. So there we go. It's not that comprehensive, but I've had a day with the cars and I've quite enjoyed driving a Mini again. A small Mini, not my massive Clubman thing. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit my bell, and I'll see you next time when I won't be in the corner of Caffeine and Machines car park.